What's good, y'all? It's your boy Switchy Itchy back with another video. And like in the previous video, I mentioned that I was gonna talk about the whole like Gen 5 and all that shenanigans. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I'm a simp for Gen 5, like because Gen 5 is like what got me into Pokemon, and it was Pokemon White to be like precise. Sorry for that, cause like I don't know why I got it. Like it's just bothering me. And I remember like it was my birthday. I don't remember what. I think it was my 10th birthday. My mom bought me a DS, and then she bought me Pokemon White. At the time, like I didn't like. I wasn't heavy into Pokemon or like anything like that. Like every now and then I'll see it pop up on the TV, like when I wake up for school and everything, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool or whatever. And then I'm playing it, and then like the first like 5 minutes, like I'm already hooked. Like I picked Oshawott because like he was my favorite, and will forever be my favorite. Like as you can see, like the regular Samurai in the back, that's actually the one I caught in Pokemon Go. And the Hisuian one I had hunted. I actually have two. I have the shiny like Oshawott and the shiny Hisuian Samurai. Like in every game that like the Oshawott line's gonna be in, like I'm shiny on it. Like I be like, call me a meat guzzler or whatever. Like Oshawott will just forever be my favorite Pokemon. But anywho, like I do like all like know or have been paying attention. Like Gen, like Unova, like in general has just been like getting like recognized like mad crazy recently. And for one, like it really started with Legends Arceus, and you're probably wondering like how did it start Legends Arceus if the whole game was about like the past, like the whole history of Sinnoh and all that. And the one thing that like popped out to me was the fact like the starter choices, and like Samurai makes like a lot of sense because like the whole thing was like like traditional like Japan and all that blah blah blah. But like if you think about it, like they like I feel like no one would have complained like if that picked Froakie because like the whole like he's a ninja and all that blah blah blah. And like I saw it being the starter, like that's cool and everything, and obviously I picked them like and I didn't think too much of that until like they started showing the other Pokemons, like Basculegion for example. Like Basculin is like that forgettable Pokemon. Well, not even forgettable, like just a Pokemon like no one cares about. And then all of a sudden, my man gets not only an evolution, but he gets like a whole like different color variation. Like you got the white one, and he does look different. Like in his face, like he looks like I don't know how to explain his facial expression to you. And then you got Braviary, and Braviary is like my top 3 favorite bird Pokemon, and especially Hisuian Braviary. And you have like, because I'm pretty sure y'all remember that video that everyone was trying to figure out like what is that Pokemon, like when the camera had just like went all staticky and all that. They gave fucking Zorua and Zoroark a whole like new form, which everyone loves and like I fuck with. And I can actually pull up what I'm talking about. I shiny hunted that too, cause like for one, the whole like blue and like gray like color scheme for Zorua is fucking fire. And then when he evolves into Zoroark, the whole gray and like that shit is a masterpiece. And like I just found like that very like, cause Zoroark and Zoroark like have been that Pokemon that like people like, but isn't mentioned as much really. Like you really never hear about them, and then they just casually bring them back with a whole like new like form and shit. And then you got the whole like like the hero dude or whatever, who literally looks like Owler, like, and people in the community like still think that it actually is him, and that he just like either got sent back in the past, like how Ingo did, which I'm literally gonna talk in like a second. Like, bro, Ingo, like Ingo and Emmett, I love those two to death. But it's like, why the fuck are you gonna pick Ingo out of any character in the whole franchise? Like, it could have been like Whitney or something, or like at least someone from fucking Sinnoh or something. Like, Ingo is like just like, I'm not complaining about it. It's just like out of all the billion characters they could have used, like they picked Ingo from Unova, like he's not even from Sinnoh. And I'm gonna talk about that like later on in the video. But like overall, like, you know, the whole game was like, you know, obviously focusing on Arceus and all that. And then like, I found it just like weird how like there was like Unova ties and like, you know, just Unova recognition in it. And then we move on to like obviously like Scarlet and Violet. And shit, where do I even start? Like, first of all, the whole like Indigo this and all, like we're literally in Unova. Like the music that when you go to fight Pokemon is literally the same music from like in Gen 5, just like they remixed like the music up a little bit. And I find it cool that, well, first of all, I like how obviously they did it for a reason. Like there was no mention of Blueberry Academy or like Academy like in the water in Unova. And like, it would have been cool because like imagine like if we met Sharon here, because like, you know, he's the whole like he's a gym leader but like teacher, science teacher, whatever, blah blah blah. And then speaking of Sharon, the whole gym leader, you got homegirl, shit, I think her name was Lacey. And like when I saw her, I was like, you know, she cool, whatever. And then I heard the dude talk about how, you know, her father's a gym leader in Unova. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I looked at her hair clips. And like, if you go and look, like, those are the same, like, crystals and shit they see in Clay's gym. And I was like, nah, ain't no way. Like, she don't even look like Clay. And then her fucking, like, ace Pokemon, whatever you want to call it, is literally Exeter. I was like, wow. But my thing is like, let's say they do, like, a black and white 3. Like, there's so much shit they can honestly do in it. And, like, if they bring Clay back, like, Clay would have to be, like, mad. I don't even know how old he would be, though. Because, like, when you Clay in the Gen 5, like, the man was already, like, in his fucking 40s and shit. And I feel like I don't know the math on, like, how, like, I just know that he's old right now. And, like, the fact that they even, like, took the original, like, Gen 5 music and slapped it in here and, like, remixed it. Like, they could literally use, like, the same music for, like, Pokemon Black and White 3 if they make one, or made one, if you think about it. And the whole, like, you know, the whole, what's the word for it? Like, the actual dragon. I can't think of